Hello, everyone, and welcome to Old World Tech Fridays, episode number 19.
Wow.
How is everyone this evening?
Good. I'm in Kitchener. Made it safe and sound. Checked into the hotel, which is I literally walked in the door, peed, and here I am. So
Fresh off the
That's
boat.
hi everybody.
fresh off the toilet, apparently. So,
Yeah. Well, it was either that or you'd be watching me like fidget all through the episode. So
Yeah, that wouldn't be
how is
cool.
that different than any episode?
smart ass.
How was the train ride?
It was great.
Okay,
Went really smooth. I got here on time.
perfect.
Yeah, we
Wow.
were scheduled to arrive at 7:16. I
on-time
think we
train.
pulled in like at. I think we pulled in like at 7:15, so we might have been a minute early.
But just seeing Ron's comment there about you see Ron, it's old timely in Kitchener.
Yeah, I'm on my Bluetooth headset, so it might sound a bit tinny, but I'm sorry.
We'll
And
find out how
I have
thick
not
those
cleaned
walls
my
are.
laptop screen yet.
Okay.
I have not cleaned my laptop screen yet, so I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, you can't really see your screen. It's more to do with the camera. So,
Yeah.
cool.
No, Geek with social skills, because he noticed that my screen was dirty, and I didn't realize just how dirty it was until I
Yes.
opened it up on the train, and I'm like, oh my god.
Guard was
Clean
also
for
wondering.
It doubles,
It doubles
the
as-
sneeze guard. That's amazing.
That's too funny. So,
Mostly for the cats. But
Yeah.
hopefully everyone is doing okay. I saw quite a few people tested positive for the human malware after VCF Midwest, which is to be expected, to a certain degree. So hopefully everybody is doing well and recovering quickly. I had seen quite a few comments over the last several days, with people's test results and whatnot. So hopefully everybody's doing okay.
I know I've been testing vigorously since I've been watching the videos of VCF
Yep.
Midwest.
I've gone through a lot of hand sanitizer, I'll tell you.
Watching a
Hands
lot
are
of.
dry.
I forgot to get hand sanitizer today at work.
And you just used the bathroom. That's gross.
That is.
I wash my hands in the bathroom, but I don't use sanitizer after I use the bathroom.
Yeah, the whole story's falling apart now.
Likely story.
But yes, it's been great watching the VCF Midwest shorts that everybody was doing, and then the sort of the long format videos that came out afterwards. Currently watching Tech Night's hour-long meander through the minutia that is VCF Midwest. It was great. Watch a lot of Ron's videos. So shout out to Ron for doing such a great job.
I'm
Maybe
still
felt like I was
gonna be
there.
here, but I want to go see if I can find a menu for the
Room
Room
service.
service.
to order food. Yeah, room service. So I'm gonna still be here, but I'm just not gonna be on camera.
Thank God she's gone.
I'm still here, you asshole.
Oh shoot.
So,
So-
I also saw yesterday, Steve did a stream, I believe it was yesterday, unpacking some of this stuff from VCF. So he had a lot of cool stuff. And who was it that joined?
he did it. He did it Wednesday, Frank.
Oh, Wednesday. So I'm a day behind.
Yeah,
But,
it was
yeah,
after
Dana?
after my stream.
Was it Dana that joined him on the stream? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dana does nothing. Joined up.
Dana joined, and there was who else streamed? Somebody else streamed their and showed off their wares.
I must have missed it. It's been a crazy week.
It has been a very long week of
Been
Mondays.
catching up as most times what I end up doing is if I don't catch their YouTube stream, I will stream it while I'm in the car. I'll just put it over the audio, so I end up just listening to whatever it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Podcast form essentially. Joe streamed last night. That's correct.
Yes,
Yep, that is true.
I watched some of that. It was good.
Trina, can you see
Okay.
who's all in the chat?
Okay. That means I gotta sit at the computer. Okay. So I was trying to see if there's a menu for the.
Jeez, Trina, you had one
dining.
job.
You might have to call down and say, "Hey, what's for dinner?"
Just skip the dishes.
Yeah, I know. So in the chat we have Francois, JC, Geek with Social Skills, Starbuck Tech, blah blah blah, Ron,
Jesus Christ is here the second
yeah,
second week in a row.
Second coming.
Dear Gootbaum, hey
This is
Gootbaum,
his second coming.
Tom Barber's joined us, Garth Beagle, K-Mac Vintage, sorry, I'm just scrolling as I'm looking. Eric's Edge is here. Hey Eric. Joe of Joe's Computer Museum. Scarlet the Four-Eyed Cuda. Blah, blah, blah. Do I see anybody else? Sorry, I'm scrolling to the bottom. Nope, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, who is blah blah blah?
Blah blah blah.
I don't talk
That
about
is
that.
that is the guest that joins us every week as I scroll through and
from Transylvania, I'm
blah,
assuming.
blah, blah.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to be back. I'm going to go call room service.
So go ahead. So in case people haven't noticed, I know Garth picked up on it. There is quite a bit of PCBWay swag in the chat this evening. And
I'm telling you, they're like tribbles. You open one sticker
Yep.
and they just go everywhere.
Yep,
It's
like confetti,
glitter.
sticker confetti.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have a new channel sponsor, and that's PCBWay. And we'll be featuring a few different things from them as we go. But they wanted us to mention their 6th annual project design contest. It's actually a partnership between them and Mauser. And this is the 6th year of them doing it. And they actually have a lot of cool prizes. Let me scroll down here. So first place winner will get $1,500 cash plus a $200 coupon for PCBWay, as well as the Petoy Nibble open source robotic cat. Second prize winner will be actually 2 winners, and that's for $1,000 cash plus a $100 coupon for PCBWay store, as well as a Raspberry Pi Model 4B, the 4 gigabyte version. Third prize, which will be 3 different winners chosen, $500 cash plus a $50 coupon, and an Arduino Uno R4 with Wi-Fi. Anybody that participates actually will get a Raspberry Pi Pico. And 10 winners will be chosen for Popular Design Prize, which is $100 cash plus $20 coupon, $10 3D printing coupon, and a digital high precision automatic multimeter.
And they're wondering, Frank, how does one participate in such a fantastic adventure?
So if you go to PCBWay.com, you can go on there and go to PCB Design, and there's a banner here that you can click to participate now and fill out the information to submit your entry. And actually, I think you have until January. Hang on, let me see here. Yes, January 16th is when they will do the project review. So you have until the 15th to submit your entries. And then they're going to be reviewing them from the 16th of January through the 29th of February. And then the results announcements will be on the 8th of March. So just in time for Marcintosh.
Awesome.
So maybe somebody has a cool Marcintosh idea, and they can actually tie that into a nice segment for Marcintosh. So that would be pretty neat. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of cool different projects and designs going on. So over the last year.
Indeed. I'm waiting. My order from PCBWay is currently in Ontario, so hopefully
Awesome.
that gets delivered later this week, and I'll start building some new real-time.
No. Didn't you realize that all deliveries in Ontario just come to my address?
Well, it'd be kind of useless because you don't solder, so they just might as well throw it in the garbage.
Some assembly required.
Oh, so Geek with Social Skills, I'm getting a burger with fries and Diet Pepsi.
Original.
Yes, I know my audio is very low. I'm sorry. My Jabber headset is on the way out. It's a piece of garbage. JC, Jesus Christ, is asking, when is Commodore Month? And
when is Commodore Month?
As the son of God, he should know it's every month.
That is true.
Is there a special month for Commodores?
Amiga.
I'm trying to think of a month that.
Commodore or Amiga. So yes, so yeah.
Commodore.
What did we do?
I do like Commodore though. That's good.
That is. Let me see. We had Marchantage. We had April 2. And
Don't have anything in
then,
May.
yeah, I think that was May Pro, where they did the
Oh.
K-Pro stuff, right?
Yeah, but not everybody has a K Pro.
That's true. I don't have a K-Pro, so it doesn't matter.
But guess what? I don't have a Commodore either. So if
But
it was
you do have a Commodore.
Commodore, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, you have a phone.
I
Pick
do
it up
have
and
a
call
Commodore.
someone.
That's true.
There you go.
Call someone who cares.
Exactly.
That's right. Call someone who cares. Operators are standing by somewhere.
They're not, though.
No, they're not. So let's actually see here. This day in tech history. What do we got today?
This day in tech history.
So Sunday was the 10th. So let's start there. So September 10th, 1990, the first internet search engine Archie is launched. It was used to index FTP archives to make finding files easier. However, as the technology for the World Wide Web was not invented until later in the year, it was not the first web search engine. It was the first internet search engine, but not the first web search engine. Let's see here. September 11th, 1977, Atari launches the home video game. Let's see. It took 2 years for the VHS to gain traction, but in 1979, it was the best-selling gift of the Christmas season. Once it was established, the Atari VCS took the market by storm, popularized home video gaming, and helped cement the video game. Was that the 2600? I'm assuming? 79?
Yes, 2600, yeah.
Okay. Also, September 11th, 1985, the International Cometary Explorer passes through the gas trail of the comet. I can't pronounce the name, so I'm not going to try. The first ever man-made object to pass through the tail of a comet. So that's pretty cool. Here we go. September 12th, 1958, the first test of an integrated circuit. Researcher Jack Kilby demonstrates the first integrated circuit to other researchers and executives at Texas Instruments. That's pretty cool. September 13th, 1983, Osborne declares bankruptcy. The Osborne Computer Corporation declares bankruptcy after only 2 years after producing the first portable computer, the Osborne 1. Computer industry lore has it that the Osborne effect killed the company, but it was also due to competitive pressure and mismanagement.
Now, do we all know what the Osborne effect is? It's where you sell a product and then market its replacement before the original product is sold. So everybody waits for the second product.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, they had a their first Osborne is CPM based, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the Osborne, the next generation was supposed to be an IBM clone, and they touted how it was going to be this amazing thing, and so nobody bought the Osborne, or very few people bought the Osborne 1, and yeah.
So Joe says yes, the 2600 product name was VCS, Video Computer System. Folks called it the 2600 because of its catalog/model number. That makes perfect sense. I did not know that. Thank you, Joe.
I always wondered why they had the number.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And speaking of Osborne, they're fantastic computers. One is currently holding up my desk.
Nice. So it's very shelf stable.
It is. It's currently in its box holding up my desk.
Only rivaled by the Apple II.
Correct.
Yeah.
Although they do
for
have
structural integrity.
They do have reefer caps that do like to explode.
Oh.
But what doesn't?
It's true. All the good things do.
Yeah.
September 14th, 1956, the first commercial hard drive, the IBM 350 disk storage unit Model 1, was announced, which was the first commercial storage unit to use magnetic disk storage, the technology behind hard drives. About the size of 2 refrigerators and weighing in at 1 ton, the 350 could store about 4 or 5 megabytes, depending on how it was calculated. Crazy how things have progressed over the years.
But yes and no, because we saw Joe last night on his stream using an 8 megabyte compact flash card. So it's not that much more than the drive that was
That's
in
true.
1956. You know?
I
It's a heck of a
remember
lot smaller.
there were photos going around of our university here when it got its first big hard drive. It
Mm-hmm.
was 1980, I want to say, or 81. And it was a 250 megabyte hard drive, and it came in the back of a big pickup truck, and it was
Wow.
unloaded, and it was, it was probably the size. It was probably the size of a fridge, or a little,
I
a little bit
believe it.
smaller. But it was this
It's the
big
same
thing.
thing as the VAX. It's about the size of the refrigerator.
Yeah, and I'm sure the drive itself was smaller. It's
Yeah.
probably like one of those Eagle drives from that Usagi Electric was working on.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing that it came in looked like a fridge. Yeah, but there's pictures going around the CS department.
That's pretty cool, though.
Where they every couple of years they'll show up in an email and be like, "Hey, remember this 250 meg hard drive?"
Let's see. September 14th, 1959, the Soviet space probe Luna 2 crashes onto the surface of the moon, becoming the first man-made object to reach the moon, as well as the first main object to reach any celestial body. And September 15th, 1986, Apple introduces the Apple IIgs, the last major product release in the Apple II series of personal computers, blending the older Apple II series computers with aspects of the Macintosh computer. The advanced graphics and sound capabilities of the 2GS, hence the name, was ahead of other contemporary computers such as the Macintosh and IBM PC. However, as Apple chose to focus on the Macintosh line of computers, Apple eventually ceased development of the Apple II series. The last 2GS was produced in December of 1992.
Wow.
And that's this day in tech history.
Woohoo.
Joe says the 2GS is the bomb.
That is true.
Is that because it has a battery or a reefer cabinet?
No, that's because it's got enhanced graphics and sound, so you can see and hear the bomb
I mean,
as
my,
it's meant to be
my
heard.
Tandy 1000 has enhanced graphics and sound. Let's be honest.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
Some would argue it's better.
It's like a firecracker.
Okay, yeah. Oppenheimer's hiding in my 2GS.
Oh my
Garth
goodness.
Beagle, yes. Somebody has set up the bomb.
It's Schrodinger's 2GS. We don't know
It's both broken
until
and
we boot it.
Good
So-
times.
What do you got going on this week? Trina, where are you?
Yeah, where are you?
Why don't you
Where
tell
am I?
everybody?
I'm,
Around the
I'm
world
in
is
Kingston.
Trina's Techno Babble.
She said something about
Trina's
going
Techno
down to
Babble
work.
has become Trina's what was it that hold on here for a sec. Let me go to Discord for a sec.
Did you say you're in Kingston or Kitchener?
Kitchener. Sorry if I said Kingston. It's Kitchener.
You did. I was going to say Kingston's closer to me.
Yeah.
It's just over the border from Alexandria Bay.
What was
Somewhere
let's see
over the
here.
border, you'll find.
You got to go over the toll bridge to get over to Kingston from,
Now, is
from
it
me.
true on the toll bridge?
Here we
do they
go.
give you- Do they give you a
so
cookie?
so my
I didn't get no cookie. I've been
No.
over that bridge lots of times.
Toll.
I might ask him next
so-
time I come.
It's a bad joke.
So I enjoyed Gutbomb's new name for me because I kept taking photos of until the sun became just glaring in my face. It was Trina's Travel Babble.
I did ask
I
him
was
at the
posting
toll.
so many photos.
I did ask him once at the toll thing if Milo was working though, but they didn't get it from the Phantom toll booth.
So yeah, I am in Kitchener,
Unterrible.
Ontario, for the World of Retro Computing Expo 2023, or better known as WORK. And I'm going to be.
I'll leave it to Ron.
Ron,
Ron made it
good.
funny.
I like that. That's good. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I just saw that.
But I hear it in
That's
like
good.
a
Hang on.
New York accent or like
Yep.
a Bostonian accent.
All right.
Oh,
He's
that's
one
hilarious.
of the two people. Yeah, I really am like. Hold on.
Trina,
let me
can you
show the
computer?
event.
Jeez Louise.
I can't.
Today's her
computer.
first day.
First day with her new fingers.
I know.
She's one of two people there.
Yeah,
I
so
hope
this
it
is-
doesn't
this
turn
is-
out like that one that Steve went to. Remember that one Steve went to and he sent pictures and there was like 2 tables?
Yeah, well, from the photos from before, they seem to have several tables, and there
That's
are
Photoshop,
several
Trina.
people if you scroll down. blah, blah,
Retro
blah.
Rewind. That's awesome.
Jeff Schaap, the director and producer of the upcoming film I Adore My 64, will be joining us remotely from Florida at 3:30.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, good. There's something to watch.
Lives
That's
next door to
Saturday,
Jason, I
so there's
bet.
something to. Yeah, no, probably. Because Florida is what the size of like a coin, isn't it? Yeah. Right?
Yeah, it's like 4
They all
people.
live next door to each other.
You know that Jason is Florida man, right? Anytime you see a reported Florida man,
Yeah.
that's Jason.
And then there's Rob and Ben will be hosting our LAN parties played on vintage systems. Jump into
that's pretty
multiplayer
cool.
versions of Doom, Doom 2, Warcraft 2. Oh, I'm going to be joining that. Come get some. Bring it on, boys. Show you how it's really done.
Watch out for the Zerg.
They also were doing StarCraft too.
Watch out for the Zerg.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
Great.
StarCraft,
So good.
Every
Quake
time.
1 and 2. Yeah. Keith. Yeah, so there's quite a bit going on.
Quite a bit.
In sync.
Quite a bit.
And all that good stuff.
Not a bite.
Oh, Jerry. Okay. So Jerry Ellsworth is back on. The name had been removed.
Remotely.
But-
Fireside chat.
Yeah, no. I realize that. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
but it's interesting because Bill Hurd's on at 2, and then she's on at 2:30.
Now you see the schedule I saw at 2:00. It was Bill Hurd with his special guest and best friend Adam from Adam's Apples. What happened? I'm so upset.
I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know if Bill is only talking for half an hour, or if they're going to have like 2 separate
I've seen
viewing
Bill talk.
rooms, like
I've seen Bill talk. I
like
don't know if he
one
can just
for
talk
Bill
for
and
half
then
an
one
hour.
for Jerry. So.
I'd say that's likely.
But yeah, so it's going to be quite jam-packed for the 5 hours that it does take place.
Cool.
So, and there's also a free table. Oh, just keep watching my screen for a second. I'm going to keep talking.
Is it
while I
just
go
one
get
day,
something out
Trina?
of my- No, it's 2 days. It's Saturday.
Oh,
and
so
Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday. Okay.
Yeah. But I brought something because I'm going to give it away for free. They have a free table. I was reading somewhere along here on the page. Oh, and by the way, the location is a 4-minute walk from my hotel.
Nice.
I found out tonight. This is on the train. Yeah, I was just sitting there. I'm like, maybe I should find out where the hell I'm going tomorrow. And it's a 4-minute walk.
At least it's convenient.
So,
Trina's not getting exercise
Yeah.
tomorrow.
yeah, no, not really. A 4-minute walk is not like my usual 20 to work. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're going to have a free table. I'm going to stop sharing now.
Awesome.
And I brought this. If everybody remembers from my stream, the compact.
Oh, the
Armada.
Armada. With the weird
Yeah,
power
yeah.
supply.
Yeah, with the really funky. Here's the power supply on it, but it's like a really big barrel connector. So.
That's power walking.
Geez, that really is power walking. Wow.
Or for your Americans, that's
So yeah,
Gonna be
so
smoking.
60 miles an hour.
I'm gonna take that and put it on the free table tomorrow because I checked with Frank and he said he didn't want it. So, and I'm like, what am I gonna
I'm
do?
studying
with it?
herbology.
Yeah. So
Hogwarts.
that's what I'm gonna. But yeah, they said they have a free table. You just have to talk to one of the volunteers about before you put something on it. So apparently it's not like VCF Midwest
got a
where people
printer
just
wrangler.
drop truckfuls of stuff on. Yeah.
No, they got a printer wrangler. I bet they've had problems with people dropping off useless printers.
Oh, yeah. And then trying to figure out what
Yeah.
to do with them all at the end. That's probably a good idea.
I mean,
Oh,
realistically,
I know
what they could
nobody
do
wants
is
the
they could have-
compact.
They could reach out to the local municipalities e-waste
Yep.
crowd and have them have a booth there, and at the same time they could bring a dumpster, and anything
That
that
would be
doesn't go
good.
from the free table gets into the dumpster.
Yeah.
There you go,
So-
VCF
But
Midwest.
anyways,
There's
that's going to
That's
be my
awesome.
donation to the free table. I packed
So
that
record
along
some
with it.
video while you're there.
Yes.
I'm going to be totally doing that.
Are you
Awesome.
gonna live stream? Are you gonna be on whatever's tomorrow?
I don't know if I'm going to live stream or not. I might just take some
Save
videos
it
of
for
it.
the Triple R.
Yeah.
Because that's
I'm gonna
this Sunday, right?
Yeah. So this Sunday we're doing the Retro Repair Roundup, and we're going to be talking about VCF Midwest, and I'm going to be talking about the work event because it will
Who's your
Awesome.
guest?
have wrapped up by that point. So
Yeah, who is the guest this week?
What work event?
who are the guests? The guests
Oh, more than
are
one.
yeah, we have Sleepy Mouth. I wanted to try to get, when I was thinking of the guests, I wanted to try to get a very a varied perspective of the event. So like not
Awesome.
only people who had tables, but so I got Sloopy, who is just basically there
Mhm.
as a participant. We also have Steve of Mac 84.
Awesome.
Sorry, my
Steve's
brain has
84.
gone to mush. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think. RetroTech Chris, I've invited along.
Awesome.
Adam McGee, Eric's Edge, because Eric's here. I better not forget at least Eric that I invited. I think
Which Eric,
that's
sorry?
about it right now.
Trina,
Eric.
Will wants to know what you did with your cats. Trina put on Futurama and just left out food.
Actually, what I did is because just before I left home, my sugars decided to go low. So I put on an episode of the Great British Bake Off while I was eating and drinking some juice and getting my sugars back up. So I literally left that playing. It's not on repeat or anything, but yeah. So the cats are going to be looking after themselves. There's 2 big bowls of water for them, huge thing of food. Cat litter was cleaned out today. We're ready to rock and roll. Yeah, I know StreamYard has a tin lid. Yeah, I only invited like 4, maybe 5 people, and there's 4 of us normally on. So there's 9.
Or 8.
We're good.
Or 8.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Tom, how are you, Tom?
Hey, Tom.
So Trina cryogenically froze her cats. And yes, she has a timer set that right before she gets home.
Froze my cat.
Right before she gets home, they'll defrost.
Actually, what I did forget to do though is I was going to give them treats before I left, but then,
that's all right. They'll help themselves.
Well, they can't because it's on a shelf that they can't get to. So
no opposable thumbs.
Darn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Scarlett. The state of public education up here is, yes, that is correct. 4 + 4 = 9.
Well, as I said, there's 4 or 5 joining us, so I can't remember the exact number. So it's either 8 or 9.
What's the problem? The limit's 10 people. I invited 67. What's the problem? I don't see the problem.
That's like on what was the movie? My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Oh, Mom, he's a vegetarian. He doesn't eat meat. It's okay. He'll have the lamb. Same thing.
Oh, no.
Same thing.
So I have a food dish that has a silo, so goes out to a dish and then comes up to a silo, and the silo usually lasts them like 5-6 days anyway. And
Trina,
I made sure it was super full today. So
you should have started a webcam at your house before you left just to watch them, because that would be an interesting social experiment.
They're definitely home plotting your death. They're like, she left us no treats with this stupid thing that makes noise.
They're gonna be doing Maze Runner.
Yeah.
While you're gone.
Well, but they're used to me laying in bed watching the Great British Bake Off, so they're used to the noise kind of idea.
Yeah.
The show.
Yeah, but the thing.
Well, hopefully it doesn't say, "Are you still watching?" And they can't click
and
the
they're
button.
just staring at it. And...
Well, by now I'm hoping the computer's gone to sleep because
She should never
like a
Rod's on a roll.
Oh, Trina, question for you. In your bathroom, do you have a conch, like a decorative shell of some sort?
No.
No? That's too bad.
No.
That's a shame.
Would have been perfect for the Lord of the Flies reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I understood where you were going with that one.
Oh my god.
But they are plenty toxic, so.
But see, the problem is what's going to end up happening is Trina's entire apartment with the cats in it are going to be recommended for banning in about 50 of the southern
Quarantine.
states.
He doesn't know about the 3 seashells.
She does. Oh, we always need at least one Demolition Man reference in every stream.
Ryan, what do you got going on?
Question, just a sidebar about Demolition Man. So Demolition Man came out in '93, right? Diablo
movie.
came out in.
I love how like, what do you get going on? Let's just sidetrack onto
Sidetrack.
this movie.
So Diablo came out in 1996, 95, 96, somewhere around there. And yet, the Armory font used in the museum in Demolition Man is the Diablo font. And as a child, this used to blow my mind all the time.
December 31st, 1996.
Okay, there you go. So
Was
when
it really
people say
that
who
long
did it
ago?
first, it was obviously Demolition Man. So really,
Yeah,
it should be the
October
Demolition.
8th, 1993.
So Demolition. It should be the Demolition Man font,
That's true.
not the Diablo font.
I
Anyway,
mean, they
digress.
copyrighted it.
What am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about Apple today.
Who's Apple?
Apple. Tim Apple. You know Tim Apple?
Never heard of him.
He's a guy. Makes stuff.
Oh, the guy.
The guy makes stuff. Kids buy it. Lots of
He's
money.
the guy that went to the White House and met with the former president.
Right. And
Wasn't that Kanye?
No. That was a different fellow.
That was he was there too, but
Anyway, Johnny Apple. No, it's Tim Apple. You know, he works in that big round building that cost $1.5 billion. I don't know. Anyway, it's out in California somewhere. Garth used to work there. Anyway, I want to congratulate Apple on really holding to their roots. Like they've done a very good job of embracing us retro enthusiasts.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what their last, or sort of the thing they did most recently to embrace the retro enthusiasts?
What's that?
Well, they switched to USB-C, which I know seems like a new standard.
Samsung's been using it for 10 years.
Well, again, it's a bit retro, right? However, to appease the more retro Mac enthusiasts, what they've done is they've basically said we've seen the future because we've made it, but we still want to feel like it's 2000.
Mm-hmm.
So what they've decided to do is they've basically, if you didn't buy the new 15 Pro camera, you still get USB 2 for your data transfer speeds.
Yep.
So that's just a nice little sort of throwback. Apple saying, hey, we remember the 2000s. We want you to remember the 2000s. So, it was a nice little, tip of the hat. How's your mom?
I think that's
to the retro group.
I don't know if the hindrance is on purpose or it's because they use the A16 chips still.
It's definitely due to the fact they don't have a USB 3 silicon in the design, but I just think it's hilarious.
Well, but the Pro version supports up to 10 gigabit per second.
Right, because it's using the 17, the A17.
Yes,
chip.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Then they must have just had the leftover 16s and just said, just use them.
Well, they're already cut. They're already produced. They just don't have USB 3 support in them.
Yeah,
it's not in the silicon.
But that's also going to mean that people with those phones and later releases of iOS are going to be feeling the need to upgrade sooner than the people who have the Pro version that have faster transfer speeds. And
Frank, you are retro shaming. Apple is attempting, in their infinite wisdom, to move society faster so that we can enjoy the retro goodness quicker.
Now, how did you like that skit? I thought that was the dumbest waste of money.
I thought it was like, hey guys, we have 3 good new ideas, but we need 6. We have 3 good new ideas.
We need a filler.
We need a filler.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Ron, I understand. It is, to be fair.
That is true.
To be fair, but from a disaster recovery perspective, if you do any repairs, everything's done through the USB port. You want to be able to do data recovery or data,
But they also
having faster speeds will be more beneficial for that.
Not only that, but they also came out with a lot of new features that use that USB-C.
Right.
That could benefit from the higher transfer speeds.
To be fair, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And it seemed like one of those releases where it's like we didn't really have. It's like it's kind of like when we do the show and one of us doesn't have a topic to talk about, so we kind of just make it up on the fly. That's what it felt with like me.
Yep.
But they definitely spent like $500 million on it.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
What was it?
Can I just pause Ryan's rambling for 5 seconds? Look what I got. Oh,
it
shit.
does look like a
on
good
my keyboard. Yeah. So I'm gonna just turn off my camera while I eat. So
yes, and microphone, so we don't hear you chomping.
What was it? When Steve Jobs went in and started Next, he paid like $100,000 for the logo to be made.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Just
they got the money.
piss some
They
money
got
in
the
the
money.
wind. Yeah, but I don't know. It seems funny that like Apple will often like berate other brands for not doing
Oh yeah,
this cool new thing, and then they're like, USB 2, it's fine. It was good enough for
but
my grandfather. It's good enough for me.
but
Like,
what's funny is they're still sticking to the whole. You don't get a charger brick
right, that's
in the
fine.
box
I
here in the
understand.
U.S. Anyway. They have to include it in Europe,
Yeah.
but here in the U.S. they still won't have the charger
Uh,
brick.
Again, like Ron said, most charging is done wirelessly now, or you do it on that. What do they
Sure,
call it? The
the Qi thing or
the
the
maglev
yeah.
thing. I don't know.
But also, I had read somebody's review was talking about like if you don't use the specific Apple USB-C charger, it can damage the phone.
There is a potential, I believe, for that.
Yeah,
See, the thing
which
about
obviously Apple will not cover.
So the thing about USB-C is what's really great is it's like a handshake, right? It's like, hey, you're a USB-C cable? Yeah, I am a USB-C. Cool. What speed can you go to? Well, I can do this. Oh, cool. Well, I can do this. Okay, what can we both do at the same time? Oh, we can both do that. Perfect. And then
Yeah,
that
well, there's tons of variations of USB-C because you depending on what cable you buy, some do charging and data, some
yeah,
only do charging.
yeah,
You
and
get what you pay
as
for.
as a standard, USB-C is pretty
Yeah.
fractured. But I guess the idea is they didn't really care. They just wanted the port on the bottom to be the same.
But what's hilarious is Apple's contributed 20% of the engineering when they developed
Yeah.
USB-C.
USB-C was supposed to replace Thunderbolt. Like it was supposed to
Yeah,
be their new flagship connector. Yeah, Garth, I would agree. It definitely seems like they were. Yeah, and like Frank said, they have a bunch of A16 Bionic chips left over, so they were like,
yeah,
oh, that'll go in
exactly.
the
But they've
normal.
always done that. I mean, look at
Yeah.
the different lines of Macs and stuff over the years. How many times did they use the same processors over and over for so many
Oh yeah.
models?
But then the other side of that is that the iPad, for example, which uses a similar processor, has had USB 3 support for 2-3 years now, whatever the
Yeah,
Pro is, right? So I don't know. It just seems like
I was
of all the cost savings, it definitely seems like a weird place to cost save.
to cut corners. Yeah, well, they did
Right.
make it out of titanium, so
Right.
that's not cheap.
But that's only the Pro.
Yeah,
The
I
regular
know.
one is still made of peasantly
Still,
steel.
yeah. I was extremely disappointed with the new AirPods battery life.
Honestly, I think we've got to the point now where there's not much you can. It's such a small package. Like what?
It is.
What
Yeah,
you can't upgrade the batteries will be.
Yeah.
Until we develop a whole new like graphene battery, it's not gonna. It's gonna be that way forever.
Yeah. No, it just stinks because I do enjoy the AirPod Pros. I've got them. I love them.
Yeah.
But battery life, I mean, it'd be great if even if they were able to squeeze another hour or so.
Right. And then maybe if they get a better, more efficient, chip in there, they can cut some. Right.
And honestly, yeah, I mean, they're using the 3 nanometer.
The new one is down to a 3 nanometer. Yeah.
Yeah. Who is that? Oh crap! The
Yes.
Japanese place, the Taiwan.
Yeah. Tekken. No. Yeah.
He wanted to see TSC or TCSM or whatever the hell it is. TSCM, whatever. But yeah, I think they're using the 3 nanometer production now, so it's billions and billions of transistors.
Yeah.
In such a small package. So it's crazy what they can do with these things.
TSMC. Now. There you go.
TSMC. There you go. Perfect.
Thank you, Joe.
Yes.
But yeah, so the the other things they launched, I gotta say of the entire thing, the one thing I took away and I was like, this is cool, and it's currently on my MacBook right now, is that cool Apple logo with the silicon dust blowing off it.
Yes.
They turned that into a moving background.
Yeah, it is cool.
So I was like, cool, I like that.
I will say the new Sonoma background that moves.
Yes.
When you log in, like that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's neat that they do.
And then from like an Apple Watch perspective, there's some cool stuff, but it's all very niche-y. It's all very, the world is ending. No, it's all very niche-y.
Yeah.
It's like the dive watch, like that's cool for like what, 10% of the population who dive.
Sure.
The couple of the other features are very niche. One of the weird things though that was pointed out, and I think I think a couple of different channels pointed out, but LTT might have been one of the ones first to it. The finger gestures, they said that was a new thing, but
Yeah.
that's been in the universal control for like the last 2 Apple Watches.
Hmm.
So maybe they're just like, oh, this should be a mainstream feature now. So they took it
What
out of
I
accessibility.
what I think is like the number of cores that they're able to fit into such a small package. We're at the point now where like cell phones have more cores than tons of the
Yeah.
GPUs that are
Well,
currently
the
in
fact
use.
that I'm sure you saw that the ability now to play Resident Evil 4
Hmm.
and
Hang on a second.
Resident Evil. Yeah,
I'll
that's
be
fine.
back.
Go for it. So you guys are fighting about who uses wireless charging. I'll tell you what the problem with wireless charging. Well, especially in the old S9 environment, the cases were too gosh darn thick, so it never worked for me. So I'm a plug it in the bottom every day. But I don't change phones very often. I'm more of a get a used phone every other year. I don't need the latest and greatest. The big thing for me um, is uh, is cameras. That's the only thing I really care about on my phone. I want to be able to take really nice pictures. So everything else is secondary. The S9 has a really, really nice camera. When I upgrade, I'm thinking about going Pixel, but the camera on the new Pixel is still not as good as the camera on the whatever the S23 is now. I'm just looking at the
I'm with
chat.
you on that one, Starbucks Tech. I don't use wireless charging either.
Um,
I still
I
plug in my phone.
I plug it in, but I'll tell you where I do use it is when I like in a car that has it. It's very convenient.
Yeah.
Like, because most
Well, I
cars
don't
have
drive,
little
so guess what?
pockets. I know.
Guess
Yes,
what?
yes, I
When
know.
I'm walking, I can't charge it wirelessly.
You
So,
could. You just get a wireless battery pack and put it in your pocket. Um,
and then people be asking me, and then people would just be asking me, "Is that a battery in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?"
right. So funny story. They're talking big old mess of wires there. Or Ron says we are we are all wireless now. Um, I've I started setting up in the classrooms. We have televisions now instead of projectors. So the
Mhm.
teachers can cast from their device to the television because the TVs are Android TVs
Wow.
or Google whatever Google television whatever they call it now. But you can just Chromecast to the device to show what's on your screen. Right. But teachers still ask for a cable. They're like, "That's nice, but can I get a cable?" I'm like, "No. Why do you need a cable? You don't need wires. We don't need wires. Why are there so many wires?" Anyway, I thought it was
And
funny.
you know what's funny? You're saying that teachers no longer have projectors; they have TVs, and I'm just thinking back. I remember when the teacher used to roll in the
Oh
TV and
yeah,
the
we
VCR.
were talking about
On
that
the
I used to
cart.
literally
get
today.
so
Yeah,
excited.
yeah.
Hmm.
But they don't have it anymore.
Right?
Now they get excited when they see the teacher press the Netflix button on the remote.
Now I still charge my cell phone and my AirPods with the regular cord.
Can we do it?
The watch
Mhm.
I charge magnetic.
Can we do a poll? Are we able to do that in StreamYard? Is
How
that
do
a
you do
thing?
that?
I don't know. I thought like I've done that.
I don't
For,
know.
Or do you do it on the YouTube?
or maybe you do it on YouTube.
No,
Hang
you
on.
do it. You do it in StreamYard, or
You
maybe it
do?
is on YouTube.
I don't know. Does
I
anybody know? Put it in the
All right.
comments section.
Let's
How do I?
let Yeah. I was gonna say let's ask those who are watching. They might know more than we do.
Because I'd like to put a poll: who wirelessly charges and who still is a slave to that wall plug.
Now I have the thing open. I just don't know how to do it. If somebody knows how to do it.
I don't know because I'm not an administrator, so not my own show. Not even an administrator.
I sent you an invite for the YouTube.
Yes,
Oh, see.
the film strip, Garth, the film strip projector. Talk about retro tech right there.
Oh yeah.
I remember those days.
Oh, I think
And
I
and when
got
they
the COVID.
Let's see.
and when they had I don't know, it wasn't, I don't think it was a film projector, but there was a cassette tape, and you would play
Oh
it, and
yeah. You play the
it would
audio,
talk for so long, and then it would go beep, and you would
and then
go
you'd
to the
switch
next
it.
slide.
Yep.
Yeah, go to the next slide and flip, or flip the tape over when it got to the end because there was more. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, Ron. People trust wires because they are more reliable. Indian Telecom. That I assume that's Ron's joke of saying that like in developing worlds it's mostly wireless. They didn't even bother with copper deployments for telephony.
So from the bottom of the chat thing, it says create poll.
There
I'm
you
not
go. Click
seeing
there.
that.
Oh.
There you go.
I just Googled it to see how you do it.
Oh, okay. So is it in? It's in YouTube, is it?
That's what it says.
Okay.
Anyway,
Um,
so yeah, that was my takeaway from the event. There are a couple of new Apple Watch things. Like I said, they're all very sort of niche. You know, you have to be a diver or a specific type of runner or something to get the benefit from it. But I thought overall it was a
So here was my takeaway from it. They're releasing a new watch.
Yep.
They said this new watch is like, or the strap or something on it is like 100% reusable or reused or some
it's
stuff
made from
like that.
recycled materials. Yeah.
So that the carbon footprint is smaller. So what exactly? Tell me, Apple, what do you do with the old watches? I bet you go and just chuck them in the garbage, don't you? So much for your carbon footprint.
they don't talk about that.
Yeah, they don't talk about that. Like,
Oh, okay.
it's the big joke. It's like, we're going carbon neutral. Okay, what does that mean exactly? Nobody knows. It's like,
Yeah. That was a carbon neutral. Thank you.
it's whose line is it anyway? The rules are made up and the points don't matter, right? Like it's
Yeah.
and it's all about getting to what they call carbon neutral. It still means they can be polluters. They just have to do some good stuff on the other end to kind of counteract their pollutiness, right?
Yeah, the fact that you can't repair a computer, so when it breaks, you have to go buy a new one.
Exactly. Garth says it's all ground up into a fine powder, and I bet the executives snort it, don't they?
I was just about to say, is that what people at Apple snort?
I also like Ron's comment for the 12th year in a row. The future of technology is here, Apple.
Yeah.
But it was. I gotta be honest. Since Steve left us, and even since like Johnny Ives has left, and to some extent I find Tim Cook a little dry. You could say he's been overcooked. It does the world, the Apple events don't have the same pizzazz, same funness that they used to have. I find them very boring.
And honestly, like, so I watched part of it. I was at work, I was busy, but I watched part of it, and I just like, this feels like rinse and repeat from last year.
Yeah. Oh, and
I understand they are going to be. Just replace some numbers and less features. Here's some new features. Here's the new items.
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat from last year.
Yeah. But I mean, that makes the money. Like, they know that they will sell because some people are in a different replacement cycle. So they'll get the 15s because they got the 14s came last year, and this is the 15s, and the next year they'll get the 16s. Right? Like, so it's just the way it is. But
yeah. But it's back. It's back to what I've been saying for a while. Apple's not innovating; they're just recycling.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But again, I also don't know with their closed ecosystem where else could you innovate, right? Like I think they've done such a good job of being a walled garden that anything anything that could be considered innovative is outside the walled garden and not in their business plan because it doesn't make sense. So
yeah.
I had this
hot take.
Sorry.
I like Garth's quote. It's our best iPhone yet.
Yeah.
Until next year.
I had a hot take. It was kind of, people got mad about it a couple of years ago, but and it's kind of not true anymore, but it was at the time. About 3 or 4 years ago, Microsoft was starting to feel like Apple did in the early to late 2009, 2010. Like, I was very excited about a lot of the Microsoft stuff that was coming out, and it looked really good. Sadly, some of that has lost its shine. With today, they announced the stopping of software and support for the Duo Book, which was a pretty cool device, but they just didn't do anything with it. But yeah, so I don't really know.
That was Microsoft. Sorry, that stopped support of what again? You're really hard to hear tonight.
Oh, sorry. The Duo Book.
Okay.
It was
I don't know what that is.
It was their attempt at a dual screen phablet phone tablet thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with Ron. At this point, there's no real market leader in the industry right now.
Everybody's
playing.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree with that, Ron.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I don't think I had anything else picked out. I had another topic. Oh, actually, I do want to briefly touch on So a lot of people probably grew up playing Final Fantasy. I surprisingly was not one of them. I didn't ever touch. I can honestly, hand to God, say I've never touched a Final Fantasy game.
Mhm.
But what I did find interesting is today Square Enix.
And that's when we remove them.
Hey,
Add him back. I went to go add him, and you had added him.
hey. But Square Enix announced that since it launched Final Fantasy 16, what was that, last year?
Mhm.
They've lost over $2 billion.
Holy
They're
cow!
they're not doing
Oh
good as a
shit.
company.
Oh.
So I
I'm
don't
pretty.
know. And then you gotta ask yourself, what happens to such a huge, um, you know, historical video game developer when they go into Chapter 11. If I'm not saying it's going to happen, but $2 billion. I mean, that's a lot of money, especially for
Yeah.
a company like that to lose.
Yeah.
How does that reflect? And what
I
Because
happens to them?
they were huge,
They were huge in the
especially
90s and
in
2000s.
yeah. I was
You
gonna
know,
say yeah, early 2000s. Yeah.
right? Like you have a Kingdom Hearts, you had Final Fantasy, and all the other games. Yeah, Gareth, Microsoft or Activision will buy them. Yeah, you're
Well,
right.
when Microsoft finishes their acquisition of Activision, they'll be the only one left
Yeah,
that could afford to buy them.
but that's kind of, I don't know. That's sort of what makes me sad about software is that
Mhm.
when the company goes tits up, for the lack of a better term, um, oftentimes it's either the software is dead, it's just left, it's never to be
Yeah.
seen the light of day again, or it becomes this like IP-based money-making machine for the venture capitalists.
Microtransactions too.
Venture capitalist company
Mhm.
that bought it. They're just suing everybody for using their IP, or they're going after people, and it never gets. We'll never see another Final Fantasy game. We'll just see weird shells that are not real games,
Yeah,
right?
that
Anyway,
makes perfect
Yeah.
sense though.
it's kind of weird when that kind of stuff
Okay.
happens.
Um,
But
so for
that is a
this,
shame about because I remember the heyday
Yeah,
of Square and you know.
Square
yeah.
Enix, for the
Well,
last few
back in
minutes
the
of the
day when they were
stream,
just Square.
I wanted to check something. So I have this RAM
Oh yes.
that chips that came in, and I want to test to see if they're actually real. So let me go grab some isopropyl alcohol.
Well,
I'll be right back.
how do you test if they're real? Do you put them on your tongue, and if the tongue doesn't turn green, they're good, or what?
No, you
No,
cut the
see if the
packaging
ink
open.
comes off.
You cut the packaging open. You take a little bit out. Yeah, and if you wait, sorry, what are we talking about?
If you end up walking down the hall naked at 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, you know it's good stuff.
Yeah, we call that
Okay.
pulling a
A Trina.
no, a Robert
Literally. Done that, been there.
A pre Iron Man Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, or a Trina.
So I got some isopropyl alcohol. So
Okay.
I'm gonna cut this open.
Okay.
Oh, and for anyone wondering where the next COVID's coming from, Frank
Yeah,
just did it.
exactly. This just came from China. So
That's not a vacuum seal bag. That's
it is not.
Oh, by the way, I like Ron's comment. Nintendo buys them and makes Super Mario 7.
Chocobo card.
Oh, I can never say the Chobo. Yeah, that is funny.
So I'm gonna start here on the corner and let's see what happens here.
We can't see it now,
Too far. There we go.
Frank.
Okay, here we go.
So what does this do exactly? Sorry.
So a lot of fake
Again?
chip manufacturers will just paint a
Oh.
new logo on the chip.
Nope.
So they'll paint the chip black, and then they'll put a bit of IPA, but might be not strong enough. Joe's saying you might need to use acetone.
Hang on.
Do you have the wife got any nail polish
Yeah,
remover?
nail polish remover. Hang on.
Of course
Give me a
you do.
second.
You live with
Right
you
back.
live with your wife.
Do 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 do. Entertaining the troops because I'm the only one here.
I'm
Jazz
here.
hands. Yeah, only in voice.
Hold on. I'll even come back on camera
There
for
you
you.
go. Perfect.
Sorry, I just finished eating, so and then I had
Has
to get my
anybody
meal.
commented on my nice shelving? Nobody's commented on my nice shelving. I would
Well,
spend
we
all
all
this time
commented
putting.
on your night. All the people that are in our chat were on Dave's stream who saw you putting them together and
I
commented.
suppose. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Except for Ron. Ron wasn't there because he was at VCF Midwest.
Correct.
So Ron should say,
Well,
wow,
well, well, look who's returned.
Ryan?
Well, 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 the prodigal son has returned. Hello, Mr. Retro Techie.
Hey, Retro Techie.
How are you, good sir? We've missed
Hello,
you.
hello, Jim. We do miss you.
Well, Jim's actual
You
name
could
is
you could text
Ishmael.
you could text some of us. Hi.
I talk to him on Discord all the time. He just doesn't like you guys.
Oh, okay. Well, some of us know you're alive, is all I'm saying. And I am in Kitchener, by the way, since we haven't been talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trina's given it all up. She's moved to Kitchener. She's going to become, she's going to work on a farm, herding cows.
It's not that country here.
Oh, it's a little bit
head out of
country.
Kitchener a bit.
And it's a little bit rock
Yeah,
and
but
roll.
where I am, it's like a downtown core, but quiet. Oh my God, is it
Guarantee
ever
you
quiet?
there's 2 honky-tonk bars within a stone's throw from where you are. Guaranteed.
Oh, probably. I'll find out.
You will find out.
Yeah, I froze all my cats until I return.
I got some stuff in the mail too that I can show people. Like my address.
I got stuff in the mail and it's sitting at home. I can't show anybody.
Ron, you got to let me know tomorrow when you get that package I sent you. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow. So I got a lovely collection of real-time clock chips. I bought the last of them.
Where did you get them from?
Funnily enough, from a place in Quebec.
Okay. Is it a company or just a local
eBay.
seller up there?
eBay.
Yeah, I know it's eBay, but what I'm saying is the person you bought it from, is it like a company or is it just a personal?
It's called the DHTS store. They sell chips. Their entire online store is like new and pulled circuits, ICs.
Cool.
Yep. And then I got a package from Frank. He sent me some Gootwick.
Shouldn't Gootbomb be sitting in that?
Yeah, I think Gootbomb should get some Gootwick. And
Right.
Frank also sent me some very, very important part of my $100 PC build that I'm building for Amber's challenge is the CPU that I'm installing in that. And Frank was gracious enough to send me a AMD 8080.
Nice.
I don't know how
I don't quite think that processor chip is going to meet.
Well, it's okay because what I've also got is the upgraded overclocked V20 by NEC.
I sent both.
Again, I don't think that's going to meet the standards of what the challenge has.
Listen, you send enough voltage through something and keep it cool with some liquid nitrogen, and you can really have a great fire going.
These do appear to be genuine NEC made in Ireland chips.
Tiddly-tee potato.
Because even the acetone.
Made in Ireland.
Yep, and it says 100% pure acetone.
Oh, getting on the hard stuff.
And apparently Joe's been drinking again and just is holding down the shift key as
he slurred there a little bit with his shift key, didn't he? Yes, the V20, the upgraded 8088.
Yeah.
I also
but I still don't think that's going to meet the standards for the build.
Listen, I'm telling you, you put enough voltage through it and keep it cool enough for like 0.2 of a millisecond, you'll be surprised what you can do. I also got a check. I got a payment for my rentals of my TSR, my Tandy 1000 and my...
They sent you a check?
Packard Bell, yeah.
They sent you a check?
I need a chip tester.
Although nowadays with most of the banking apps, you can just auto deposit that.
Yeah, that's all I do. I just left it there.
Yeah.
It's currently
Take some
I
photos.
call this savings. When I don't deposit the check, it's savings.
Unless it has a void after 90
And then when
days on it.
And then
That's
when it goes into your account, it's called spendings because you
correct.
spent it.
Spend it. Well, that's actually going to be that's a portion of my car repair that needs to happen. So.
Okay.
You do need repairs.
But anyway,
So it's then the check is kind of a bit of both. Then it's kind of Schrodinger's cat until you take it out of the package.
Yeah. So One Bit Fever Dream wants to know who's got work tomorrow.
Just Trina.
I'll have work tomorrow. Me.
So Trina,
Yeah,
did somebody try to stab you on the train ride?
No way.
Okay, because anytime I've ever been on a train, it's
Yeah,
someone's tried to murder
huge
somebody.
fan.
Actually, no. I was sitting. I had this great guy with fingernail polish sitting beside me.
Oh, Gut Bomb went with you?
Gut Bomb went with you, did he?
Yeah, it wasn't Gut. No. He was a little bigger than Gut Bomb, but really, I don't know. I didn't talk to him because he was talking to his friend and the seat ahead of him.
Gotcha. Well,
You didn't offer to switch seats?
No, because I had a window seat, and I'm not giving up my window seat because I get motion sickness.
Industrial park,
so
industrial park fence, bit of water, bridge, industrial park.
we are
no, there was
over the
actually
hour
some
mark.
farmland along the way.
Okay, and a cow, perfect. Scenic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that basically brings us to the end of this this episode. I'd like to thank our sponsor PCB Way for providing us with some
Did we do a spot for them?
Yes, right off the bat.
Oh,
You were
I
here.
figured it out
Okay.
now.
What?
How
To
I
do the
was under the wrong account. I was under the Frodo Jedi and not the Olde World Tech Friday.
poll?
That's why.
So next week we'll do a poll on what type of charging people do.
Yeah, we'll get our poop together for next week.
Yes. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining us. We'll throw the connection in the chat there shortly, so you guys can join.
And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, please.
There you go.
We only
Don't
we
forget
only stream
also
once a week, so you're not going to get.
There you go. And don't forget that we also there's a poll there in the chat, and don't forget that this week the Retro Repair Roundup is on Sunday.
That's true. Retro Repair Roundup after Dave's stream.
After Dave's stream, and
Yeah,
I think
at
that's
8 p.m. at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.
9:30 Newfoundland Standard Time. All right.
So
For
far,
the one Newfoundland
83%,
viewer.
83% so far have said wired
Okay.
on the poll.
I should probably.
So if you pull up the regular YouTube for our stream, you'll see it.
It would seem that Ron was wrong when he suggested that most people are doing wireless.
Ronald, what are we gonna do?
Ron's never run.
What about
I know,
PST?
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I can't calculate that much in my head.
Well, you see, when an Outlook account wants to create a file to store emails, and an email server, they get married.
Love it.
They produce what they call a PST file.
There you go. Perfect. Love
Oh,
it.
he means Pacific Standard Time. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
California doesn't know the rest of the world exists, so I don't recognize California.
So here,
But to be fair, it's not only California that's on Pacific time.
No, it's also Vancouver,
true.
who also doesn't realize that the rest of the world exists past the Rockies.
Yeah.
It's a systematic East or West Coast problem.
so thank you all for joining us.
Anyway, yes,
Really
thank you.
appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks again to our
So-
sponsor, PCB Way.
Oh, and thank you, and thank you for all of you on the Pacific Coast for joining us.
That's
The
true.
views that Ryan shared are not the views of Olde World Tech Fridays.
Old man shakes fist at cloud.
Link is in the chat, everyone. So
See you guys.
hang on a second and come and
Feel
join
free
us
to join us.
offline.
Yep.
Yep.
And scene.